If we practice this thing that you call real daring more often, what would be available in our life and work if we practice that? Daring, not just daring and not just real. It's real daring. So explain that term.
The word real keeps coming up for me in my life because I think that I wasn't taught to be real. I learned, and all kids, we tend to learn to hide things that are going to get us in trouble and hide things that are going to get our parents upset. And there's a huge power dynamic between a parent and a child. So being real was something I had to learn from other environments, like teachers. I'd go to a personal development course and I'd watch someone get up on stage and say, and this was the leader, he got up and said, "I'm terrified of people." And I was sitting there going, "You can say that?" I would never tell people I was terrified because I think that's something I should hide. And I had to relearn that. So the more I saw people being real, the more inspired I was, the more I wanted to be around them. And I wanted to learn how to be that myself. So I wrote an app called Get Real, which provides questions that you can use. And, you know, your listeners might love it with their clients and their prospects. Like, "Hey, I got this game. You know, here's the question of the day." You ask it and it goes deep really fast. And then daring came up because as a kid, I don't think I was that daring. I didn't stand up to the bullies. And so I just let them push me around. And I didn't ask out the girls that I wanted to spend time with. I was terrified of that. And I regret that so much to this day, that when I spot something that's edgy, I spot something that's a bit scary, I'm more likely to lean into it because I don't want that to have power over me. So daring came up and courage as part of my brand. And I just put the two words together: real daring. Be real, and being real requires daring.
Totally.
Every day it requires daring. I was once I wanted to buy a gift for a woman, and I had a girlfriend, and I just wanted to buy a gift for someone. And I was terrified because I knew my girlfriend would be pissed. And the attendant, the shopkeeper, was pretty switched on. And she saw what I was grappling with. And I was like, my truth is to buy this. You know, I'm not trying to have sex with a woman. I just want to give her a gift. But my girlfriend's going to be pissed. And this shopkeeper said, "It takes guts to live your life." Oh, boy, did that stay with me. It just takes guts to live your life.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. That's so, I mean, that kind of leads into this 30% number, right? So you've come up with that basically we should be 30% more daring. And so 30%, where's that number come from? Right. Yeah, it would have been really easy for you to just say the number 20%, because everything's 80-20 principle right now. But it's like, what does 30% more daring look like?
Yeah, I should have said 32.7%. That'd really make it intriguing. I pulled that number out of a hat because I want to encourage people in the direction generally of taking more risk. And I say generally because sometimes people take risk that's just stupid risk.
Yeah.
You drive a car and don't wear a seatbelt, I think you're an idiot. Yeah. There is no profit in doing that. You ride a motorbike and you don't wear a helmet, if you may not know it, you have a death wish. Or you're an idiot. It's one of those two things. And look, you're talking to the guy who'll jump off a mountain and go up under a cloud, but I wear the damn helmet.
That's right.
I go and get the training. And people who smoke cigarettes, I can understand it. I eat some stuff that's crap for me, and I get away with it. But we take risks that don't pay off. I'm not saying do that. I'm saying lean more in the direction of the risks that are likely to pay off. They could really have such great upside, even if the only upside is personal growth and you learn something. Or you can just say, I was myself in doing that. And that's the reason I did it. And I did, but then I didn't want people to go crazy and go 100%.
Yeah.
I have an exercise that's simple and practical, and I'll offer it to listeners now. You get a piece of paper, right at the top of the page, what would I do if I was fearless? I'm not asking you to be fearless. That's, I think they say fools and priests fearless. Some author said that.
Heroes and all stars and all pros are not fearless. They
Right.
just fear less, right?
Or the fear doesn't stop them.
That's right.
So some
That's right.
people think I need to be confident before I do it. No, you don't actually have to do that. So I'm not asking you to be fearless, but ask the question, if I was fearless, what would I do? What would I say to my partner? What would I ask for? What would I say no to? What would I set a boundary around? What would I say to my kids if I was fearless? What would I say to someone I'm attracted to? What would I say to the prospects that I want to work with me? What would I say? Fill in the page
Yeah.
with
love
what
it.
you would do. But I'm not saying that you have to be 100% more courageous, more daring. Don't go and do everything overnight. There might be a whole bunch of stuff you never do. That's okay. I'm saying start to build your awareness of where your edges are and what would be edgy for you. And then maybe circle 2 or 3 things on that page. Maybe circle the easy ones if you want. If you're like me, you might do the hardest one first because then everything else is downhill. But do 2 or 3. And then if you like the result, if you like how that felt after doing it, you might pick 2 or 3 more things. So the 30% is just a number in between 0 and 100 to get people going in that direction. Because I think we tend to play it too safe in the areas that matter, and we're too dangerous in the areas that have no upside to them.